Welcome back to Mahabharata Moments, everyone. This is episode 98, S2E85, The Silent Sage, Vidura's Wisdom in Action. We've heard Vidura's wise words, his heartfelt counsel, and his timeless parables. But today, we turn our attention to something even more powerful, Vidura's silence and what it meant. As the Kuru court began its descent into moral darkness, Vidura was among the few who never faltered. He had already warned King Dhritarashtra about Duryodhana's ambition. He had pleaded for righteousness during the infamous dice game. And when Draupadi was humiliated in open court, Vidura's voice was one of the very few raised in her defense. But what makes Vidura remarkable is not just what he said, it's what he chose not to support. When injustice became policy, Vidura didn't walk away in frustration. He stayed, but not as a silent bystander. He became a living example of conscience. When the court became deaf to Dharma, Vidura's quiet refusal to participate became louder than any protest. When Dhritarashtra blindly supported his son's schemes, Vidura stepped away, not out of anger, but out of principle. He understood that sometimes the most powerful statement is to not be a part of what you cannot change. Even after being insulted and dismissed from court, Vidura didn't retaliate. He quietly left the palace and chose to live in the forest until he was requested back. And even then he returned not for personal gain, but because the kingdom still needed guidance. Vidura's silence was not weakness, it was strength. He didn't raise armies or stage rebellions. His power lay in his unshakable morality, in showing what it means to live by Dharma no matter the cost. And in the great war that followed, Vidura did not pick up arms, but he picked up something far heavier, the burden of integrity, of being a voice of truth that so many chose to ignore. He reminds us that moral leadership isn't always loud. It's in the everyday actions, the quiet resistance, the principled stand that may not win applause, but stands the test of time. As we conclude this series on Vidura's wisdom, remember, he was not just a speaker of Dharma. He was Dharma, walking silently through a world that desperately needed it. This is AP.